the Oklahoma newsroom, you're watching the Press Row. I'm Jenni Carlson here with Barry Trammell. Barry, a very interesting 6-day, 4-game road trip for the Thunder wraps up on Wednesday night in Minnesota. They go 3-1, but I feel like there's way more to this road trip than that record would indicate. What did you learn from this Thunder road trip?
Well, I mean, I knew they weren't playing much defense, so I didn't learn that. They didn't play much defense, but I also learned that they could sort of take a punch because it was a wild road trip. They were gone 6 days, almost 7, and all kinds of things happened. Steven Adams hurts his elbow. Andre Robertson gets clobbered in the knee by Russell Westbrook. Cameron Payne gets a concussion. They have travel problems and encounter the snow of the century in New York City. And in between all that, they won 3 games and lost 1, which is a B for that road trip. So the Thunder handled some adversity. They didn't look good doing it, but at least they got 3 wins.
Well, you said that we knew that the Thunder wasn't playing much defense, and that is true. But I think what I learned, or maybe I came to grips with it, I don't know, maybe that's the moral of the story. I came to grips with the fact that this team is just going to have to outscore teams. Now, I know that goes without saying. You win games by outscoring teams, but I really think it's going to come down to just how much offensive firepower this team has, especially against really good teams. I mean, we have not seen the Thunder yet since the opening night when they played the Spurs. We haven't seen them against these top echelon teams. They have yet to play the Warriors. The Spurs, more Spurs games to come. I just think in those games, they're going to have to be on offensively, Barry. They can play some defense, and they're going to have some moments where they do. But you remember when Sam Presti used to talk about a defensive disposition? I think that's dead, Barry.
Yeah, you don't hear that the term defensive-minded. That used to come out of Scott Brooks' mouth all the time.
When they weren't defensive-minded,
even when they weren't. Now, sometimes it was true, though.
Right.
Billy Donovan's not trying to snow us. He doesn't give us that line because he knows the defense is not adequate. Now, you lose Andre Robertson, you're not going to play as good a defense. You lose Steven Adams, you're not going to play as good a defense. So you can understand a little bit of it, but still, I think you're right. The deeper this gets into the season, the more the Thunder projects themselves as just an offensive team that's going to need a big-time performance when they have the ball.
Yeah, I don't see, you're right. They did lose the guys that they lost to injury, with the exception of Cam Payne, defensive guys that are going to make a difference on the defensive end. But, even a guy like Serge Ibaka, Barry, he racked up a bunch of rebounds the other night, but yet when I heard his rebounding total late in that game, I thought this guy hasn't had the impact on games that we used to see him have. And that's a defensive guy that you need, and you just see they're just not there defensively. I think this is just a team that, especially against the Warriors, they're just going to have to try to win that game like 136 to 135, something like that. Crazy stuff, but I think that's the way it's trending.